PowerWash Simulator 2 is finally here, and somehow we're getting hyped to clean all over again. I know it sounds ridiculous, right? But the original PowerWash Simulator proved that blasting through virtual dirt could be weirdly relaxing, almost therapeutic. It turned scrubbing cars and patios into one of the most addictive chill-out games ever made. I just want to say thank you to FuturLab for providing me a key. Now, 4 years later, we've got a sequel, PowerWash Simulator 2. It's releasing on the 23rd of October for around $24.99 in dollars and euros and $19.99 in Great British pounds. And the big question is, should you buy it? This time, the devs have promised bigger maps, a new campaign mode, upgraded visuals, new tools, and more co-op fun. But does it really improve on the first game, or is it just the same wash, rinse, and repeat? In this video, we're diving into what PowerWash Simulator 2 does right, what it still needs to clean up, and whether it's worth your hard-earned cash, especially if you've sunk hours into the first one. So grab your washer, get comfy, and let's start cleaning, and let's find out if PowerWash Simulator 2 is worth the hype. Before we dive into the campaign, if you love chill games like PowerWash Simulator, survival crafting, or just relaxing content in general, and subscribe for more reviews and gameplays like this one. So let's start with the campaign, because that's when PowerWash Simulator 2 really tries to freshen things up. You've got a brand new story, some returning fan favorite jobs, and a bunch of completely new areas to scrub through. In total, there is 38 levels in the main campaign, which honestly gives you a lot of content to blast through. More than I was expecting, to be honest. And once you finish each level, you can unlock the free play mode for that level. So you can go back and replay that level once you've already completed it. Now, I'll be honest, I didn't rate the first game's campaign that highly. I honestly barely paid attention to the story the first time round. But this time, I actually found myself smiling at the little pop-ups of storytelling. They're really short, funny, and it just gives character to each job without interrupting the flow. It's still the same oddly relaxing, satisfying gameplay loop, but now it feels like there has a bit more personality and variety baked into each level. Soap plays a bigger part in the second game versus to the first one, as the dirt actually is really tough to get rid of without the soap. And you can really feel the difference of the surface types when spraying, for example, glass compared to walls. It just feels really different. Plus, the best change of all, you can pet cats. Lots of cats. One of the biggest upgrades that stood out to me in this game was the change in UI and the overall feel with that. In the first PowerWash Simulator, the interface was pretty clunky. It did the job, but it definitely felt a little bit dated. In PowerWash Simulator 2, everything feels revamped, smooth, and way more user-friendly. It's easier to navigate menus, review your progress, and just get into the job without that awkward clunkiness that you remember from the first game. Some of the controls have been reworked too. For example, highlighting dirt is now the Q key, not tab anymore. And pressing tab now brings a full job breakdown. It might sound like a small change, but it generally changes the flow on how you play. Everything feels more intuitive, quicker, and cleaner, pun intended. And then there's the customization, which did take me by surprise. You can now customize your outfits, your power wash, your tools, even your office. That's right, with the money you earned from the jobs, you can actually buy furniture, decor, and decorate your office. But there's a twist. Before you can place any of the furniture, you actually have to wash it. I actually laughed when I realized this, and it was perfectly on brand for this game. Honestly, this whole system takes PowerWash Simulator 2 to the next level. That added personalization gives you a sense of ownership, progression that the first game didn't have. Now let's talk about visuals and performance, because this is where PowerWash Simulator 2 really shines. Visually, it's a huge step from the first game. game. Everything looks sharper, more detailed, and the color palette feels a lot more warmer and brighter this time round. When you actually compare it to the first PowerWash Simulator, it's wild how different it feels and looks. The whole world has been given a proper scrub down and polish, and it's really just visually appealing to look at. Performance wise, I've got to give them credit. It runs incredibly smooth. I had no motion sickness issues at all, which honestly shocked me because in the first game I would be queasy no matter how many settings I changed. And that's saying something considering I have over 50 plus hours in the first game. I also have to point out that during my time in reviewing this game, I didn't run into a single bug or crash. Now, I'm not saying there aren't any bugs in this game, but for me personally, that's quite impressive because I always manage to find at least one. So yeah, there's a big visual improvement and it's seriously stable in how it runs. Alright, let's talk about multiplayer. You could play online co-op with up to 4 players, and there's even a local split screen for 2 players if you want the proper couch co-op experience. The best part though, shared campaign progression. That means you and your friends play together, everyone earns the rewards and progress, not just the host. It's such a smart addition and honestly makes replaying levels way more fun. Some platforms like Xbox even support cross-platform multiplayer, which just opens the door for more people to jump in and wash away the grime together. For me, this update is huge. It's perfect for me and my community to tackle the jobs together and just chill out after a long day. So, will there be DLC? Well, the short answer is we don't know yet. Nothing has been officially confirmed at the time of this recording. But if we do look at FuturLab's track record with the first PowerWash Simulator, there's a pretty good chance it's coming. The first game had loads of DLC, from crossover packs to themed levels, and while a lot of people loved them, there was also a fair bit of debate about pricing. Some players weren't thrilled about paying extra for smaller chunks of content, and honestly, I get that. That being said, for what they're offering price-wise of the base game for PowerWash Simulator 2, I feel is really decent. That's 38 campaign levels, plus free play and multiplayer. There's already a solid amount of content that you're paying for from the get-go. So yeah, no DLC confirmed yet, but let's be honest, it's gonna happen eventually, whether it's free or paid. And people will have their opinions no matter what. So after spending many hours of playing PowerWash Simulator 2, here's my verdict. Yes, I absolutely recommend this game. It's everything I wanted from a sequel. Smoother performance, cleaner visuals, quality of life upgrades, great new customization options, and a campaign that makes you feel like it's fresh but also familiar. Plus a ton of content right out the box, and it honestly feels like FuturLab gave the series a proper upgrade that it deserved. For the price, you're getting a relaxing, satisfying experience with so much to do, whether you're playing solo or with friends. I generally loved my time in this game. It's relaxing, rewarding, and honestly, it's weirdly addictive. Even if you enjoyed the first game a little bit, then the answer to PowerWash 2 is definitely yes. Well, that's it for today, friends. Until next time. Bye!